In games. So I just got done talking about choices in games for like 17 minutes. So if this seems a bit uh slack jawed or whatever, we're just gonna keep rolling. Choices in games are important. Everything from like your builds, your choices you make, from little things that impact the endings, like things in Elder Scrolls or Dark Souls or Near Automata, they all have something that includes builds, endings, and storytelling. But I wanted to focus on one thing, and that was mainly storytelling here. I wanted to talk about the storytelling and what my opinion on it is, and what I like and what I don't like about them. And if you guys don't like, if you guys think differently about it, don't like put me in front of the gallows and like whip me, alright? Like, let's be cordial about it. Let's just talk about them. And I have three games to talk about to make it a little bit easier, so I'm not as all over the place. It like grounds me a little bit. The three I wanted to talk about was The Walking Dead, Detroit Become Human, and Slay the Princess. A good array of different kind of games, but not games, but different level of budgeting. Anyways, getting into the first one, The Walking Dead. And I'll be honest, you can just apply this to the majority of Telltale games. I just think it's like okay, and I think it has the most boring storytelling like you can have for a game like this. Like, yeah, your choices kind of make a difference, but not really. They just make minor differences. They don't really play much to the endings. The most that you get to do with the endings is like, I don't know, have people perceive you differently, but even then doesn't matter because everyone that could perceive you different except for fucking Clementine is gone. They're like in the ground. They're walker bait. It doesn't matter. So like what's the point? I don't like, and that's the problem with Telltale. I think Telltale would be much better if they did what Quantic Dreams did and like focus on like little minute stories that take place uh, take place in completely different universes, or if they take place in the same universe, have them be like so far apart they might as well not be in the same universe. Like if it's like Walking Dead, you could do like a Walking Dead Japan, and that would be like much better than like, oh here guys, here's Glenn. You like Glenn? Well, now he's gone. He's gone. It doesn't matter if you like him, and he's the only character that like survives other than like two characters, and that's it. I well, arguably three, but anyways, uh, like okay, let me give you an example of what like my biggest issue is. So you have things like the radio, doesn't matter. Oh, should you like tell Kenny to punch this guy's lights out? It doesn't matter. You're still gonna get hit near the end. You could be the most kind-hearted man in the entire game, and people will still be a dick. But the major one is this: there's near the end of chapter one. Again, you'll notice throughout the entire video, I only have like one playthrough or like one chapter, and it's because of time restraint. I don't have a lot of time to do these videos, but trying to make it work out. But there's a scene where a walker's got one guy, and a group of walkers got like a guy, and one has a girl by the leg, and you can only save one, right? And say if you save one over the other, they spoilers, they die at the end of chapter two. What is the goddamn point in saving a person that doesn't, they're not even in the main conflict of that like chapter? Their main part is the beginning and the end. That's it. They don't do anything. Like, yeah, I love the reporter, but she does, like, what does she do? Oh, Lee. Oh, Lee, don't worry. I knew you're a killer. Okay. I don't even know what the dude does because I didn't do him. I don't care. I never even like, I've watched PewDiePie play it too, and he didn't even do it. I think the majority of people don't even do it, and I guarantee the majority of the people that watch this video, and if you did, congrats, You're smarter than me, and you deserve a Scooby snack. But anyway, uh, the problem, if you know that was like an ending, I think the majority of people don't go with him because uh, he's just he's kind of a bland character, kinda. But and if you like this gameplay, I'm sorry. I hate that it does that because what's the point? Like for like I'll give an example in Detroit Become Human. Uh, the the android, the deviant you can kill. If you kill him, he won't help you. He'll just say no, fuck you, Connor. Rightfully so. But if you like help and like show compassion towards him, he'll help you. He'll be like, yeah, I got you, buddy. You weren't a dick to me. That is so much better, so much better than what the alternate is in The Walking Dead, where it's like, oh, it don't matter. Like, yeah, either way the deviant dies, but at least you like have something with him. You know what I mean? But anyways, that being said, my final conclusions. I think it's okay at best. Telltale, please work on what like, please work on it. I would love nothing more for you guys to do like little things that don't actually contribute to the main overall story because I think that's where you guys would shine best. Moving on. Detroit Become Human. I am going to try not to glaze this, but this is my favorite story driven game out of any of them. And yeah, that might be why I chose it, but it's because it's the most one I'm most knowledgeable about. Love it. Okay, and while the CEO is a humongous piece of fucking excrement that will in the future power fucking rockets to Mars, I love this game. Quantic Dreams, I feel like always has delivered. I don't think I can think of a bad game they've made. They might have, but anyways, back to let's just talk about Detroit Become Human. I'm getting way too sidetracked. ADHD, reject you right now. But Detroit Become Human. I love that everything everything about it, the acting, the story, the moral choices you have. I love the three little character stories that you go through, and I love it because they each matter in their own little way. Connor gets like the emperor overlord, not the emperor overlord, but like the evil corporate side. The God, I can't even think of his name. The revolutionary guys gets like the androids are people kind of thing, and then you've got the girl who's in the middle, who's like just trying to survive and live her best life. You know what I mean? And everything from like the twists and everything is so great, but the story, like the choices, is what the best thing is. You can have like, for example, like I said with the deviant, you can be a dick, you can be a good guy towards them, you can be neutral. They all change things later on, and even things like whether or not you become more defective. It matters because later on it helps whether or not you can escape and actually help the revolutionaries if you want that ending, or it can affect whether or not you want the bad ending. You know, it makes Connor more human, and not only that, you also got things like public opinion, which is something that is, uh, kind of accurate, but whatever. Where the more nice things you show in public, like for the TV, the C, it boosts your public, opinion. You can help someone tie their arm off and make sure they don't die, that type of thing. And I will say the one fixed thing, which I don't blame them, the one thing that can't happen is the little girl falling off the building. That is the one thing I'm like, okay, yeah, that would have been kind of weird if they had an ending with that, but on an ending, but an outcome with that. But I mean, would have been kind of cool. But anyway, Detroit Become Human, I think, is the gold standard of where you should be with like a AAA game. Uh, the next one I think would be kind of hard to do with a AAA. Which that being said, Slay the Princess is what I'm going to talk about next. Slay the Princess. This is the one I have like the least amount of knowledge. I know I've played it two times. Uh, I thought I lost the recording, so I thought I was gonna have to do it again, but I didn't. Thankfully, I love playing Oblivion right now. It is my my baby. That's in Persona 5. Maybe one day I'll talk about those two, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about this thing. We're talking about Slay the Princess. Slay the Princess, great game, great indie game. Voice acting. Let me just get this out of the way. Acting, phenomenal. Outcomes crazier than Detroit Become Human. The craziest it gets in like fucking Detroit Become Human is a nuke, a, a dirty bomb. What happens in this? Oh, the woman I love became an ancient Babylonian mythic being that is going to destroy all of humanity because I loved her too much, and she then fused with something and became something beyond human comprehension. like, like what? What do you mean? Oh my god! And I think the issue with this game is there's too much. I love it. I love it for that, but uh, it's something that can only be done in an indie setting. I couldn't imagine something like GTA having this because it'd be too hard. I would prefer games like GTA have something like Detroit Become Human, where it's like, oh, you set off a dirty bomb and now the entire government's after you for the rest of your playthrough. Would that be annoying? Yeah, but guess what? Uh, why you here for choices in GTA? But Slay the Princess, its outcomes are the craziest. Interesting. With the whole thing with like you being a bird man, I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna have to play more of the game. I plan on it, but again, busy. But I will say this. First time I played through it, tried Slanger. Second time, again, wildest things that comes out of this game, and it is crazy for it. You know, you can be like, oh, I'm gonna slay the princesses, which is what I did at first, and then she's like a little scornful, you know, like you stupid bitch, and then like she then turns into an eldritch being that is like, oh fuck all of humanity. But if you did what I did the second time, which is like, oh, I'm gonna just approach her, and she's just like a little shallow thing in the corner, and then you're like, I shall be her knight in shining armor, and then she's like, okay, bites her fucking arm off, and then you're like, what? But anyway, the entire game is insane, and I keep saying it, but the choices are are amazing. They have the most variety. I think. I think that I don't know. I haven't played enough. Someone's probably gonna be like, "No, it only has like really two outcomes." I mean, yeah, but there's also like you could argue A B, and then the A B branches out from like 70 different points because then you can go back in and be like, "Oh, I tried saving her. Now I'm gonna slay her. Now I'm gonna try saving her again. Now I'm gonna try and slay her." That's and it like carries through. Like it matters with how many times you play it, what you chose before. And that's even more insane. And that's why I say this can only be done in a indie setting. There's zero, and I'll be impressed if I'm wrong, zero way that a game outside of indie or like Double A that could do this. But anyways, and I want to leave the rest to you guys. Let me know if there's even a more obscure game. Like it doesn't even have to be obscure. If you're just like, oh, I really liked Undertale's like endings. I really like that. Like, but anyways, if it's like that, let me know. Even if it's a little something simple. I did a dumb voice, but you're not dumb. You're amazing, beautiful, amazing people. Great even. But enough glazing, you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. And good night.